Who's thinking about you now? If you were building a wall, or who would tear it all down and pull you through? Or who's thinking about you?
Welcome to Thoughts. As you can see, I don't have my normal clutter with me today. It's actually over in Maryland, Esther, as you know. Some of you that don't know, I'm a college student. This is Ken, who's also a fellow college student, but he's also a vet, a former soldier. And this episode's over gun control. Now, interesting that because of things that have happened recently in the news in the last few months, gun control has come up as an issue again. Now, of course, we're also talking about the problems, of course, because of amendments. We're also going to be covering briefly the Brady Bill, which sadly enough did Jack Little. But this is Ken, a former vet. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And as I've told you before we start shooting, speak loudly and clearly, so the fans are going on and going, we can't hear you.
I'm 28 years old. I think I want to say Joe, or I like to call him Joe Daddy. Yeah, I'm embarrassed you a bit, okay? But I'm here for nursing, and to have a stance on gun control as a nurse. I'm not really supposed to have one per se. It's not what you would call socially acceptable. But at the same point in time, as a vet, I like my guns. Period. I don't think there's too much more else to say about that.
Okay. Now, some of the issues on that, and this is I'll put what Second Amendment says, the right to bear arms. Now, one I think the big issue is, and I don't want of course the white here versus being vet on this. Certain issues where some nutcase got a hold of a gun and went in and shot up a school full of kids. These areas are the gun-free zones, one. But two, you never hear about this happening in the smaller towns where everyone's got a gun, everyone goes out hunting squirrel, rabbit, whatever. So, yeah, you never hear about this in these areas. So, I think the real issue is, backtracking what I said about rehabilitation, education, taking the beating. If everyone's educated in gun control, what's the issue? If everyone's, your bill with Columbine shooting, which I think is what started the Brady Bill, which was under Clinton. Unfortunately, the Brady Bill actually did nothing, and only made it a little bit more difficult as far as people who want to own guns to get them, but those who are going to use them for illegal reasons, wait a minute, are they buying them legally? So, what are your thoughts on this?
When it comes out of the Brady Bill, personally, I think the Brady Bill is more of a, okay, we have a situation, let's just put something out there for people to, feel a little bit more relaxed about everything. It's kind of like what's been going on with 9/11, the airport security. They're definitely the government is saying, hey, we have these ways to make you feel safer, but yet everybody is so thirsty just to have that feel secure, per se.
Yeah, the war on terror, which apparently just brought in more terrorists, the war on drugs brought in more drugs. Can we start a war on jobs? I'm still looking for one. So,
I agree.
Okay. Now, a lot of this, as far as I'm concerned, it is reactions to bad things that have happened and that are happening. And I think a lot of times we have to remember that, one, we are not the freest nation in the world, but we are one of the freer. And, a lot of the problems just really stem from that someone went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and nobody was paying attention. A guy got a C instead of an A, goes cuckoo and starts shooting up classrooms. The issue with Sandy Brook was the name of the school?
Were you talking about Virginia Tech?
No, this was a elementary school.
Yeah,
Sandy Brook. Yeah, which to me, that's sad. My heart goes out to the families and everything. But I don't think gun control is the issue. Because, one, anyone who has the tools can make a gun. Okay. Again, it stems back to, let's do something about education. We used to lead the world in education. Now we're lucky if, our people that are graduating from college are able to get jobs in other countries, and they're talking about, no, we need you to take remedial courses because you're an idiot compared to our standards. So, getting breaks down to education seems to be the real issue here. So,
it could break down that way. Mainly, with my time in the service, we were always told if you are less than an expert shooter, you're going to be the asshole grabbing the ammo.
Okay. Now, there is one thing that came up on the Brady bill that kind of surprised me. Because another friend of mine who's a student here, who unfortunately is not here this quarter, he'll be here next quarter. I was hoping on including him in this. Jason, if you're watching this, you're up next on the gun control issue. Because apparently what he might do some really bad times in the military. He's not allowed to own a gun. Okay, because he's post-traumatic stress, I guess, and other issues. So, but that also makes me wonder, well, what's going on in the military that if our soldiers are coming back so screwed up, they're not allowed to even own a gun? Should the Army be allowed to have guns? Kind of, yeah, the Army, well, we're protecting you, but we're not going to do it with guns. Someone give me a 2x4? 7.
I think it really all depends on more so the severity and the impact on the quality of life for that soldier in particular. I don't believe that all vets should have all their guns stripped away. If that were the case, then, you're telling us that millions of people who fought for our country, who fought to have our amendments enacted, who fought for those freedoms, you're telling me that it's okay for you to go fight and die for your country, but it's not okay for you to be treated as an equal. But yet we have all these holidays like Veterans Day, Memorial Day, but yet...
And our vets are still treated like crap by our government.
Not necessarily. There are a lot of good things that are going on right now, especially at the VA. General Shinseki, he's actually doing a lot of stuff to try and pull away the backlog. But by VA standards, anything that's over 125 days in processing is considered backlog. So at that point, you have to look at how long the claims have been in there, like how severe are the diagnoses, how much of an impact on the quality of life is the big issue. Of course, if guy's missing a leg, really, are you really going to deny the guy his benefits and his fought for it? When I signed up, they were always talking about, when you come out, you're never going to have to look for a job. People are just going to snag you up. Yeah, well, I'm kind of still looking for a job. But at the same time, too, I've also turned my back on the workforce for right now to try and better myself in the educational fields and come to actually go out and be a pediatric RN. But at the same time, if the resources are out there, people just have to go in there, and then just because you get turned down once or twice, go back, bug them, make them know your face and fear you. Make them fear that phone call. Every day, man, do it.
I unfortunately am not a vet. I was never in the armed forces. And if somebody, of course, noticing glasses on my face, yeah, blind as a bat. The main issue was with me was, even though I'm selective service, I am signed up for that. But their main issue was, no, we've never let you because if you lose your glasses, it's friendly fire time. Even though, strangely enough, because of being a scout and an old country boy, I am a crack shot, as long as I have my eyesight. So, I know some of the things I'm looking at is what guns should they try and control. And I do agree that maybe as far as licensing goes, maybe like if someone wants to own an assault rifle, they should be dating for some reason. Why do you want an assault rifle? As long as not putting, I see in elementary schools that needs to be shot up. Psychological testing, things like that. If your standard hunting rifles or standard gun for protection in the house, what's the big deal? I can understand, questions coming up going, I want to own an AK-47. That bear will never see me coming. It's like,
well, what's wrong with that?
To hunt a bear. Do you think that's sporting?
Yes. Fuck that bear. That bear can kill you.
And I think that's one of the differences because I've never went hunting bear before. I've always believed in the smaller game, but I don't believe in using dynamite to go fishing. So it just kind of kills that impact. While I'm a sportsman, I believe in giving the animal a half a chance.
Screw that shit. I'm hungry.
And plus, I've also been known to, I've also gone hunting without a gun and was actually hunting. I was just, didn't seem like I could sneak up close enough to an animal to actually touch it. And to me, that's true sportsmanship, because if you can walk up, catch a grizzly bear, and then still get away, you did okay. So, actually, the most I snuck up on was a rabbit. Wolves, bears, and everything else, know I'm a weirdo, they stay away. There's actually a story I tell that's unfortunately quite true. When I was 4, on my uncle's farm, and his farm was right next to this huge, wild, wooded area, and I see a puppy, and I'm trying to chase it down to hug it. It took off running, but Mom and Uncle got a look at what it was, and Mom pretty much, they were up on the porch, and Mom pretty much beat to grab my little psychotic butt. It was a wolf. So, yeah, big animal warriors.
And the Lord be with you on that one, my brother.
No, I think the wolf realized, crazy human Kevin has probably got sticky fingers. I'm out of here. So, I have yet to hear of a wolf attacking a human child.
They're very, very rare. And even then, it's, how friggin' peanuts kill more people than wolves do.
Yeah, so, for Sarah Palin poison shooting for innocent wolves that are just trying to survive. That's the issue. Sarah Palin shouldn't be allowed to have guns.
Sarah Palin is too fucking stupid to be considered fucking human.
I concur. So, after all, she can see Russia from her backyard.
I thought I was whacked out and had issues.
It's like I can see the Salvation Army from where I live doesn't make me a general. So, okay, so any other thoughts on gun control?
For me, gun control is to save the target. Period. It's my big issue with this whole, we got to stop tactical rifles, we got to stop this, we got to stop that. Well, look at the civilian models. No freaking better. The Mossberg 500 is one that I've actually been doing a lot of research into, and I've actually put up a picture on Facebook and on a lot of social networking, where they got a picture of the tactical version of the Mossberg 500, and they've got the civilian model of the Mossberg 500. The only thing that's different, it's got a pistol grip. So now we're going to start outlawing pistol grips now. It's like we're kind of going, at that point, we're kind of going back to like 1800s with the old, 20 caliber bearing at that point. You can't stop violence, you can't stop gun control, just like you cannot stop racism or hatred for people, period.
That's where I kind of disagree. As far as, it always breaks down to education. After all, you don't hear about, cross burnings anymore.
Thank God.
Yeah, me and I'm a lot of black friends of me, I'm part black. I'm part of a lot of things. I'm a Mongol. So my family line was like, oh, well, you were with the girl in the barn. Welcome to the family. We're all getting married. How is why we think there's guilt in my family, too. So,
having the barn house?
I don't know. Because part of my family was originally from West Virginia, and they had a bad habit of, for some of you in the know, making white sheets red. And I'm talking about making KKK sheets red. But that's the whole issue on gun control is, where do you draw the line? What's the balance? Why are you trampling on American freedoms?
And I don't think it's so much trampling on the freedoms. If they were going to try and trample on the freedoms, they just go ahead and remove every firearm that's but at the same point in time, too, we also have laws that stop the government from being able to come in and impede the process of
Second Amendment?
Well, that too, but I'm talking about for businesses can sell shit. They're impeding on commerce. They can't do that, unfortunately. My thing is this: why are you going to try and control the weapon used, but you're not going to do anything about the ammo? Because it's the ammo that does the killing, not the rifle.
Actually, it's the people who do the killing, not the ammo or the rifle. After all, someone can do as much, actually more damage with a 2x4 than they can with a gun. A gun's going to quick kill. You make good old-fashioned baseball bat and hurting people. I'll hurt people for life with a baseball bat. The gun, you just kill them, they're done.
Well, my thing is this. People choke people out with, say, garrote wires, steel pipes, beat people in the head. We're not trying to outlaw that. We're not trying to outlaw knives. Because people will stab shit. Let's just be honest. It's like they're focusing on one thing to where we have an amendment about it, and I think that's what's getting people pissed off, is that now you're starting to talk about the actual weapons themselves. You're not talking about, or more so, you're talking about the subcategory of it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's, you can break it down real quick. And this is where I kind of understand where the NRA is coming from, but I think they've gone overboard.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you need a Gatling gun to hunt squirrel?
If you're taking a Gatling gun to go hunt fucking squirrels, you have got issues.
Oh, okay. Now, I can understand if you're a gun enthusiast like Ken is and wants to go out and shoot at targets and see, oh, wow, this gun really does ding. Ooh, yeah, they're gun enthusiasts, so, well, they're not going, oh, I've got this and this, but they're mainly showing off. They got the display, and oh yeah, you should see what I done when I'm targeted with this gun. But they're not going down into going, oh look, there's an elementary school, let me go shoot it up. So it really is, here's the thought, the guys that actually own guns, what are they using them for? Now if they're just looking for, I just need one gun with lots of bullets. Okay, so maybe that's where we need to take a look at, not so much the guns, but the people trying to get the guns. What are they trying to use it for? I love to hunt. I've actually gone out hunting with just a bow and arrow. And no one's stopping that. So, what are the issues? So as I said, again, one, as far as Obama goes, I think he's kind of in a fix, and he's not. I don't think he's trying to take away gun rights because both the Republicans like to show him using a gun on it. He's the president. It's kind of like that issue about him having a Marine holding an umbrella for him. What was it, Sarah Palin got out, and then they show her stepping off in an airplane doing the same thing with an umbrella. So it breaks down to his politics. Okay.
It's all politics and all bullshit and all that. Here.
That's why I feel sorry. I really do feel sorry for President Obama. He's one of the few honest politicians we've got in office that's actually trying to do the job, trying to straighten out the country. And so, my thought is, next time you vote, take a look at who you're voting for. And if somebody like, let's see, one of my least favorite politicians, Mitt Romney or Paul Ryan. Or who's finally quitting Congress from the last I heard, Michelle Bachmann. Bye, Michelle. There's a loony bin with your name on it. So that's it on thoughts, and this is on gun control. And as I said before taking a side on the topic because somebody's told you what you're supposed to think for yourself. Take a look at both sides of the issue.
Don't buy the lie. Don't buy the lie. Think for yourself.
That's my line. Okay, this is thoughts. Good day, good night, whatever time you happen to be watching this. And as I said before, think for yourself. Look at both sides of the issue. Have a good day.
Who's thinking about you now? If you were building a wall, who would tear it all down and pull you through? Well, who's thinking of